Yeah. All right. Check 1, 2. Testing. What's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here. Welcome. And on today's episode, we have to get into this real fast because this PowerPoint that I have laid out for you guys is immense. So we got to move pretty quickly. My question to you and the discussion we're going to talk about today is, do photographers need a sales funnel? Sales funnel, what the hell is a sales funnel? Is this something that even applies to the world of photography, to photographers themselves? We have to talk about it today, and I want to share with you all the ins and outs that I've learned. So you may have seen some links in the chat window. You may see some links down in the description below. These are all books that I've read that kind of lead into the kind of knowledge that I've gained from all this. Not to say that I am an expert in this at all. I'm still learning it as we speak, but I've learned it. I went through the process, and I want to share it with you, and yeah, let's kind of get into it. So what I'm referring to, and you'll see in those links before, there's something called a One Funnel Away Challenge. It's a 30-day kind of online course, training program that there's a new lesson for 30 days straight, all about kind of helping you build a sales funnel, helping you package together an offer, understand the components that go into selling a digital product. You start in the first few weeks. The first week is all about kind of building belief, making sure that you believe that you can do this. The second week is about building the offer. It's about actually creating the product that you're going to be selling. The third out of fourth week is about they kind of go in reverse order, and we'll talk about this reverse order. So it starts with the offer, then you work on your story, who you are, your origin story, you being the kind of avatar, the hero's journey, and then finally at the last week we work on hooks that kind of entice your audience, get people excited, start publishing, start sharing stuff so that you can drive traffic to your website, to them check for your audience and customers to check out the products that you have to offer. So it's let's kind of do a broad overview. Let's kind of dive into the PowerPoint presentation. Here we are. Boom. Thank you guys for watching. I had to move super fast on this, so I want you guys to not lose interest in this, and also I want you guys to there's so much to go. We could be talking here for the next 3 hours about this, but do know that this is part 1 of part 2. There's going to be a part 2 on Friday where we kind of go into a case study, kind of my personal case study as to how I went through this journey and the products and the results I had from the One Funnel Away Challenge and learning about sales funnels and reading all these books and what have you. So if you're curious about any of this stuff, I'm going to make this PowerPoint available when the YouTube video is out. And then if you want to read any of those books down below in the chat, I highly recommend those books. Have probably the best books I've read so far in the last 6 months. And then, of course, you can check out the One Funnel Away Challenge. It's $100, I think, and it's a pretty sweet course. So let's jump into it. All right, let me get my slide deck up. So my goal for this presentation for you guys is that I'm going to walk you through my 30-day journey with the One Funnel Away Challenge. So there was a lot of content. There's basically 30 plus. It was 30 days of lessons, but within each lesson there were 3 different speakers. It was the main guy, Russell Brunson, and then there was also a copywriting hack from Jim Edwards, and then Steve Larson gave you kind of the rah-rah motivational coaching mindset philosophy at the very end. So each day was basically 3 full lessons, and you got to show up each day, you got to post, you got to stay on it, and yeah. So today's lesson, we're going to do, instead of I normally do the 3, like I say, hey, here are the top 3 lessons. Today we're going to go through 5 lessons. I could talk about probably 10 of these, but I wanted to kind of keep it just as condensed as I could without being confusing. So number 1, we're going to talk about sales funnels versus websites. Number 2, offer hacking, attractive character, hook story offer, and building your funnel. So let's go into lesson 1. We got to go fast on this, guys. Lesson 1, funnels versus websites. So this is this is from the One Funnel Away Challenge, a little screenshot here. This is kind of this is sort of the basic building blocks. This is a very simple, straightforward kind of beginner's formula for building a sales funnel that you start with something like you start with a squeeze page. start with a squeeze page. We'll talk about that here in a second. It's just kind of the landing page to kind of get collect an email, get people excited about a product, and then you then send them to the sales page, and then that talks about the actual offer, the paid offer that you're going to give them. And then once they show intent and add to the cart, then you take them to a one-time offer upsell offer page. That is just sort of like a little add-on, and then they complete the checkout, and that is the typical journey for that's kind of what you're hoping. That's like best case scenario for a customer. So with funnels versus websites, let's break that down. A website is, not to say websites are outdated or websites are old school, but a website in most sense, or the kind of traditional sense that we think of, or especially photographers who are thinking about building your website. I remember talking with tons of photographers last year, and their biggest concern was, or the biggest problem they had, or hey, what's your number one problem that you're kind of going with, or what's on your to-do list? It was building my website, redesigning my website. And the traditional sense that we think of a website, it's more... Websites nowadays, or how we think of them, is like being told to go find a specific item in Walmart. And if you've ever been to Walmart or any big box store or warehouse store, Costco, you know that to be told to go find you can go find items. That's great. You can go find tons of different products there, but to say, go find me this specific little item, this one little ingredient that we need to cook for dinner tonight, you'd probably lose your mind. You would walk around aimlessly. You probably get frustrated. What probably could have taken you 2 minutes ends up taking you 25 minutes because you just don't know in this entire store where everything is. You see like the kind of big labels that say here's where each thing is on each aisle, but it doesn't say specifically what the product you're looking for. So that's the kind of rub with websites. With funnels, it's almost like if you walked into Walmart and they said, what exactly are you looking for? And they said, I'm looking for exactly this. And then they took a personal shopper with you and just kind of walked you through to the aisle and said, here's the product, anything else we can get you. Actually, you'll probably need this. And it's just it's kind of a nice, you're guiding the customer through the journey as opposed to just hoping that they will find the thing and not get frustrated or get lost or just kind of bounce out of your webpage. That is the first lesson. That's the kind of framing that they want you to kind of think of when you're kind of comparing websites to funnels. So let's go to lesson 2 now, offer hacking. This was a big part. This was one of the top lessons I thought was I never thought, I've heard about Steal Like an Artist. I've heard about kind of looking around, seeing what else is available. With offer hacking, what you kind of want to do is you just kind of want to scan the horizon and beyond. You're kind of looking at what others are doing and kind of what they are finding success in. I've heard it so much on TikTok now, but like so many people are like talking about getting into drop shipping, or hey, there are plenty of great $1,000, $10,000, want to make $10,000 a month, just start this quick little business. It's half that's kind of bullshit, but the core behind it, or what they're getting at, or if you kind of look past the bullshit that they're kind of selling, is what they're doing is they're kind of suggesting is to look around, look at what is working, because you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to feel like that you are this master inventor, creator, like this is the brainchild of you that just kind of magically came from your head, and this is the most unique item that you've ever created. It's really just about seeing what other people are doing, seeing what's working, and kind of saying, I like that, let me take a piece of this, let me take a piece of that, and then combine it in a unique way. That is how you start to bundle your offers. And these bundles, and how they talked about kind of bundling offers, it was what they talked about were, there are kind of 3 main categories that you can do with creating a digital. And this is all about digital products. So it was about you can do things like the written word, that is blog posts, books, ebooks, that kind of sort of thing, written word. And then you have spoken word, that is video, podcasts, interviews. And then you have things like physical products, like an actual book or a workbook or t-shirts, merchandise, things like that. And within those 3 categories, it's what you're then suggested to do is create a master list of every single thing that you can offer in each of those categories. Okay, written word, how many books can I do? Can I do a guide? Can I do just everything that comes to mind about in the written word, in the spoken word, podcast, interview, videos, online course, video library, and then on and on and on. meditation tapes, motivational tapes. And then physical products. Okay, I can give them a physical book. I can give them a package. I can give them a care package. I can give them a sample of something. I can give them everything and just make a master list of it all. And the idea is that when you have all this together, you're looking around at the horizon, what everyone else is offering, then you're starting like, okay, I can take all these little bits and pieces. I can take something from here. Okay, let's combine 2 things from spoken word, 1 from the written word, and then let's combine that and add a physical product as the add-on, and then all that together, that's now my new offer. And that's kind of what I'm going to put in front of my audience, and we're going to call it this. And it's going to be this magical title that is, and they give you ideas of how to work through your titles or how to name your product, do mock-ups, do all these kind of 3D renderings of your products to make it look like a real thing, because it's just a digital product, but people want to see it looks like a real thing. All right, lesson number 3 is the attractive character. And we'll also talk a little bit about publishing, but people don't buy your product because of the techno babble that you launch at them. Like, we get this idea that, okay, you're the expert, and in order to show off my expertise, in order to show off that I know exactly what I'm talking about, I'm just going to start laying down some techno jargon, some big words. Like, we're going to talk about all these things, these high-end concepts that only people in my specific expert group know about. And people don't get excited about that. People don't buy that based on the fact that you are able to spit that knowledge out. And that's not why people buy it. Instead, they buy it because of the emotional journey that they want to go on with you, with the product, with the service that you're going to offer. For me, like, if I were... Like, people would not want to buy my perfect wedding package if I just started yelling at them about price anchoring and priming and sales psychology. If that was the first thing I talked about, the first thing I said, people would not care at all. They wouldn't understand what I was talking about, and they would just find it esoteric and it'd just be like, okay, I don't need this. This is I would just be framing it in such a wrong way that people wouldn't understand what the fuck I was talking about. And with the attractive character, you're kind of building, what they encourage you to do is to create your little origin story. Like, you are the hero in the center of your journey. You are the superhero of your own comic book, whatever, of your movie, and you need to create this sort of very similar character arc there are plot, like a typical plot of a movie, of a hero's journey, Frodo Baggins, Lord of the Rings kind of thing, and they call this the Epiphany Bridge. You're telling your origin story, but then you're framing it so that it connects with the product that you're selling. So you start with your backstory. This is what I was doing. I was a wedding videographer. I was just out of college. I didn't know what I was doing. And then you talk about your desires. I wanted to make more than $10,000. I wanted to start earning a living, being a creative. And then you talked about the obstacles. I didn't know how to price. I wasn't sure what to do next. I couldn't understand how to push forward in the industry, and then the epiphany. But then I started reading these books and started watching these guys' videos, and then they taught me about pricing. And then I said, okay, this is the plan I want to do. This is how I'm going to create a pricing guide so that other wedding videographers and wedding photographers can start to make more money, have a higher, have double the revenue for 2021. And then the conflict. But then I ran into this. I ran into people not believing in me. I ran into that I couldn't get my family on board, and I wasn't being taken seriously in the industry because I wasn't a photographer myself. I was a videographer trying to sell something to photographers, and then the achievement. But then I achieved this, and then I had this major breakthrough, and finally I've transformed, and now I'm here. I help photographers who hate marketing, and that's the journey that you build with the Epiphany Bridge. And it's all kind of this entire week was a lot of soul searching, and you have to kind of get good at it. You have to kind of really practice. So you're going to have to look in the mirror a lot and say what is my story? Or I'm not really used to talking about myself. I'm not really used to sharing deep personal shit like that. And Jordan, it's kind of uncomfortable. And it was uncomfortable to kind of look in the mirror. But with all of this, it goes without saying that with the Epiphany Bridge and your origin story, you have to publish this daily. You have to get on the live streams. You have to talk about who you are. You can go to my podcast, the Jordan P. Anderson podcast, and you can listen to this is me, I'm in the 30-day challenge at this point when I recorded this, my first attempt at an origin story, and it is rough. It's rough to listen to. I get deep, I get emotional. It was pretty raw, and then it took me about 3 times. Normally, I can just press record. I can just say, hey, let's go. But for this one, it took me like 5 false starts. Like I started started talking for a minute, and I was like, no, I can't. I don't know because I just don't like sharing that kind of stuff. The things that have happened in my past, it hurt to talk about it, or the kind of how I grew up. It just didn't. I was not really taught how to share who I was, my emotions, my story, and especially being kind of brainwashed or self-brainwashed in the expert field that I have to be an expert. I can't be vulnerable. I can't show who I am, and you do have to show who you are. Okay, we got to move on. We got to keep going fast. Let's go now to lesson number 4. This is the hang on, Google's listening all the time. So lesson number 4. Actually, let me check the chat real quick. Make sure we're still on track. Make sure we're not losing anybody. We're not doing any commercials today. We're not going to talk about the perfect wedding package. Just want to use that as sort of like a connecting point between all this. If you're watching this, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like and comment. And if you're in the chat right now, go ahead and say hi. We love the engagement. We're trying to build a little family right here. So let's see. Okay, chat looks good. Chat is still healthy. We're still rocking and rolling. Now let's move back on to still got everything here. So this is the building block of everything that they talk about in the One Funnel Away Challenge and building your sales funnel is these 3 core components: the hook, story, and offer. These are the core building blocks of your funnel. And once you learn about the hook, story, offer, you kind of see it in everywhere, or at least you see it in good advertising. So let's dive into what is the hook, story, offer, starting with the hook. So the hook, that is anything, that's your headline, that's your catchy title, the thumbnail, that's your crazy YouTube intro, that's me yelling at the camera saying, hey, what's up? Hooks can also be the graphics on your IG story ads. These are all hooks. But hooks don't have to be a visual aspect. Hooks can be things like questions. Questions work wonders as hooks. If you ever see an advertising, or if you ever see it on a Facebook ad or a blog post, are you blank blank? Are you blah 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 suffering from this, or are you tired of this? All questions work wonders. So you just kind of pose a question, or you say like, do you feel like as a photographer that you can never make it, or do you feel like are you struggling as a wedding photographer to make it as a full-time creator? I'm just making things up. But like those kind of questions, those are hooks. Those are things that just catch people's attention and go, wait, what? That's me. He talked about me. What did he say? Am I this? Am I that? I am feeling that. I am having those pain points. Oh, okay. Let me check out what this content is about. Another example of hooks could be the subject of your email. So if you're writing an email sequence, if you're writing a daily email, then your hook is the subject line. Saying, hey, this is a catchy subject line, so that people go, oh, what the hell is that about? Click. Next part of your hook, story, offer is, of course, the story. So this is the meat of your video. This is what you're watching right now. This is the main 85% of the content that you're going to put out. This is the body of your email. This is also... You can even talk about the kind of benefits and features of what you're offering. This is your origin story. There's a number of different ways of talking about the story, but it's all... one little tip I will say with stories is to start to tell open loop stories. Especially when we're advertising, when we're in marketing, when we're trying to get people interested, if we talk about something and we just kind of close the loop, then they feel like... We talked about this a long time ago, a couple episodes ago, about... with freelancers from Book Yourself Solid, that if you feel like you've closed the loop in a customer's mind, then they feel like, okay, maybe I don't really have that pain point and I don't really need your services, so I'm just going to move on, thanks. And instead, kind of tell an open loop story, pose this question, wouldn't end, and don't give the ending away or tease at the ending of the story. Like I'm saying, hey, today is part 1. We're going to finish this whole lesson with part 2 this Friday. In 2 days, we're going to finish part 2. So this presentation is only halfway done by the time we're finished tonight. And that's an open loop story. That's kind of keeping you interested and go, oh, yeah, tell me. And so you're on the edge of your seat. I want to know what else there is. And then finally, there's the offer. That just basically answers the question that every customer has. What do I get? What do I get with this? You're telling me about this product. You're telling me about the perfect wedding package. Okay, what is that? What do I get with that? And that's talking about the products. That's your call to actions, your bonuses. Now let's move on to lesson number 5. This is building the actual funnel. So they've kind of walk you through everything. They tell you're in the first week, you have your offer, and then you kind of develop your story, who you are, what it means to be, who you are, how you came to be, the struggles that you went through. Now you're consistently publishing and you're getting excited. So now it's actually time to start, putting in the work and start building the funnel itself. So let's kind of go through the core components of, let me show you. Let's see, it was this. We'll talk about this right here. So your squeeze page, sales page, and your one-time offer. So let's jump back to building the funnel. The first part is your squeeze page. The first part is your squeeze page, and people also call this a landing page or a lead magnet. This is your free product. This is your top 10 list. This is your 1001 tips to become a better wedding photographer kind of guide. That kind of free info product that it's interesting and people are willing to trade their email list or their email address for that, for access to that download, for a Notion template, whatever it can be. And it should, how you should frame it, that it should be one of your most valuable pieces of knowledge that you're going to give away for free. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel guilty about this. You're going to feel like you're leaving money on the table, but you should put it out there. Don't worry about just, I'd like, make it for free because you really want to attract the right kind of people, and you really want to attract people with something that is actually, damn, this guy should be charging $100 for this, and this is for free. Download, click. That's the idea. The one and only rule to a squeeze page is to keep it simple. Squeeze pages, once you have the product already built, a squeeze page, constructing it actually on a website should only take you 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I'll show you right here. So enter the quick guide to pricing, jordanpanderson.com/pricing. You go check it out. It's just the product, a headline, and the form. That's it. That's all it is. It is just, you have the image of the product, you have your headline that kind of catches you, or like, hey, the 4 secrets to pricing. Okay, yeah. And then some call to action, and then a place to put your name and email and download. That's it. Some people say you can do little bullet points down below, but it really, the squeeze page is just, it just needs to be as simple as possible. Don't give your audience as many choices as they want to, like, browse around and shop around. It's just like, hey, do you want this? That's why they call it a squeeze page or a landing page, because it's, or an opt-in page, because there's only one thing to do. I'm squeezing you to do this, and if you don't do this, then you need to not be on this site. You need to bounce out. And that's the kind of idea with the website. If it was a website, you could just browse around, see what else there is, shop around, maybe get back to the offer. But when you're here, boom, that's it. This is all you can go to. You can't navigate away from this or go to some other page on my website. It's just this page or leave, which is fine. That's what you want. You don't want to give all this choice, and it's not Walmart where it says walk around a million aisles for 20 minutes finding the one thing. It's you came here specifically with this intent to look at this and download this for free. If you don't want it, that's fine, but this is the only, you've hit a dead end at this point. And so once they opt in, once they give you their email address, you then start your email sequence talking about your product and selling them on the next big thing, because you want them to go on, kind of walk up that value ladder. They came in for free, and now you're just going to ramp them up, or another visual instead of a ladder. It's the widest part of the funnel, the wide mouth, and then now the funnel is getting narrower and narrower as they go further down into the pipe. And then, of course, there is the sales page. And sales page is not your lead magnet. That's a mistake. So enter the perfect wedding package. That is a sales page, and there's a lot of components to the sales page. It is much more complex. It's a little bit more in depth, but again, it's all about hook, story, offer. The hook is seeing the product. It's it's big, it's catchy, and maybe I have a big headline, and then it's breaking it down into, okay, now it's time to watch the video. So here are the kind of core components of a sales page. So it's best to start with the video. If you can make video, if you have access to create a video, make some kind of video trailer talking about your product, building the story, selling the story, talking about your obstacles, conflicts, the down times that you were at and how you were able to triumph from it because of this product. You need to state the problem. You need to talk about what it is that most of your customers are facing, or the pain point that they're facing. Tell a little bit about your origin story, how it is that you relate to this product. Kind of give me something that I can emotionally attach with you. Okay, cool. You were a wedding videographer. You were struggling right out of college. Okay, you couldn't pay the bills. Damn, dude, I've been there too. Okay, now we got some emotional connection. So then I'll tell you about the product that we're going to do. We're going to introduce a product. Of course, you have to answer the question, what do I get? What is in the perfect wedding package? Going through boom, boom, boom. Here are all the features, the benefits, the actual you actually get a PDF. That's a physical thing that you get. And then, or tangible thing that you get. And then there are bonuses, and that's called offer stacking. So like we said at the very beginning, you connect all those written word, spoken word, physical products, combine them all and say, okay, if you download this, you'll also get this, and you'll also get this, and you'll also get this for free, bonus. Just getting people excited and making the offer that much more valuable when it's all kind of combined. Then, of course, you have to alleviate the skeptics. That is talking about what's in it. What's the catch, Jordan? Do you have a guarantee? What's your refund policy? Do you have any customer testimonials? Do you have any reviews of this product? I'm not exactly sure about this. And then, of course, at the very end, you recap it all and say, hey, just in case you missed it, this is all you're going to get. These are the 3 big bonuses that come with it. And here's the button to buy now, add to cart. And once they go and are added to the cart, or they click add to cart, then it takes them to this third page, the one-time offer, or the OTO page. This is where the add-ons happen. This a great example. If you're shopping Whole Foods online, you go through it, you buy all your bananas and eggs and groceries, and then right as you're about to check out, they take you to this little mini page that says, hey, you also, based on what you bought, you might need apples, you might need ground beef, and it's like, oh shit, oh yeah, I do need that. And then it's the gum, it's the Tic Tacs at the checkout of the grocery. It's just that little add-on it needs to be a no-brainer for your consumer. It's something that is semi-related to the product, but not totally irrelevant, but not the same exact thing. You don't want to sell them just more of the same thing. If I already bought ground beef in the meat section, and I'm at the checkout line, I see another thing of ground beef, I'm not going to get that because I already have the thing. But if I see, steak sauce, I do need that to go with my ground beef for the burgers tonight. Yeah, okay, cool. That's a great add-on. That's a no-brainer. It's only this much money. Yeah, sure. And what the great part about the one-time offer page, the OTO, is that it usually is highly converted because you have the person that is on that page already has shown the intent that they're going to purchase the product. They've already clicked add to cart, which is a huge intention with your customer, and it's very profitable because it's usually just another digital product or another kind of add-on service that you can give them that is not too much of your time, and that's kind of where your profit is. If you're breaking even on the product that you're selling, your profit is made on your one-time offer. So that is it. That is the end of the presentation. Thank you guys for watching. This is the end of part 1. On Friday, we're going to talk about part 2, what I went through, my journey, my personal journey with this, how I struggle with this, and then we'll do a little case study. I'll show you guys how I built it. I'll reveal to myself all the secrets that I have stolen on the perfect wedding package. We'll go through everything that I've built and just kind of walk through the customer journey, because I want you guys to watch this and get inspired and go, this asshole can do this. This guy can take a 30-day course, you're telling me, and read a couple books and then make a product that is kind of the new start of his new side hustle that he's going to think he's going to make a couple $1,000s a month. Okay, yeah, I'll give this a shot. It's that I want you to come in with that skepticism. It's an incredible journey. It's like it has changed how I look at content, how I look at my business, how I look at products, how I look at creating new offers, pricing, everything. And it's yeah, I highly recommend it. Go check out those books, guys. Give it a read. Yes, on Friday, part 2 at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be talking about the second half of my journey. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jordan Anderson, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and wait, we have to answer questions. Let me see if we have any questions. We probably don't. We have some, not too many, but we'll see if we have some questions. Now we're done. Now we can chill. Now we can take a breather. Cool. No questions. The watch times are going up each week, guys. I'm telling you, it's been fun to watch. All right. I have not talked that fast in a long time. Not too long ago. Maybe this is how I should be presenting everything. Should be kind of delayed. Or not delayed. It should be short. What am I saying? All right, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching.